Why is such a big hole in there? Is that a hole like deep, or is he like? Does it look covered, or
It
water?
it is down. You actually have like their coverings, so you could walk down underneath the coverings.
Oh, I see.
And now Magnus is starting to clue in that they might do gladiatorial fights here.
Okay. This is where Magnus...
in amongst the old gods witnessing. Magnus is all excited now. Like there are stands that are covered from the sun.
I see. Okay. We'll look at this. We'll look into this later. So let's. Can we see more?
You do see somebody in a mask that is wandering around on the opposite side from where you guys are. Let me put a miniature down.
In a mask.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good bank robber's mask. I'm not a crook. Okay, I took a lot of meds, so I'm maybe a little off today.
That's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
There's a masked person that seemed to come up the stairs and is leaving, but for a moment you did see them.
Oh. Cool.
He disappears behind what looks like some buildings that are attached to the edges.
To see his robes, what he looks like?
Yeah, he's dressed in dark robes. His robes seem to have he seemed to have a tight cloth woven around his face, and then like a silver mask that was embedded.
Somebody was trying to hide everything about them. Yeah, a silver mask. Okay, hey, okay, no, I don't have knowledge of religion. Magnus is gonna ask somebody who knows about this crap later.
Phineas, okay. you can see, is trying to coax Nyx to come down. Come down here. No. Come down here. No.
Here's a stupid bird.
He won't come down because of you. The two of you need to make your peace with each other.
Killed half of our men. Okay, fine. But first, actually, Magnus is just looking right. He doesn't care about the friggin' bird. He's just looking at the gods.
Yep.
And he's looking for one that has a skull, like a weird skull, something that the mask that he saw might represent in some.
You don't see any of the faces of the assembled gods. That none of them have a skull.
Or on the shield, maybe, or anything like that.
Not that is prominent.
Nothing visible. Okay,
yeah.
That's fine. Can I at least try to see if they went in here somewhere?
There's a building that probably leads into the place. It looks like he lingered around the other side. Like he might have gone into this building. Okay. Magnus is all excited, Phineas. He turned around. He's talking about there was some masked guy down there.
And Phineas, do you want to come along? There's somebody. I want to ask them why they were down there.
I don't want to go down there.
No, I'm not going to go down there, but there was somebody else down there, and they came out, they were wearing this weird mask. I want to go ask them why they were down there.
Well, we're here to find a gift for the Commissar and the Magistrate.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Well, give me the talent, then, if you're going to go chasing masked men. It seems like
Magnus is... Okay, Max is like, okay, fine. We have a job to do. He's gonna note the time, like what time and what day it is.
Middle of the day.
So like high noon kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay, high noon on a first or second or some day of the week.
Yeah, it's a few days after Callan's.
Okay. All right. Okay, fine. I'll look into it later.
Right,
okay, fine.
You guys go looking around the market?
Yep.
As you're leaving, you do notice that several masked men have taken interest in people who have looked at you, and they came out of this building, and they're watching you go.
Ooh. Well. Hey, Phineas, good call.
Yes.
I would have gotten
imagine that.
messy. I will not kill people in public.
Okay. As you guys are wandering into the market, what are you looking for to buy?
Marty, Magnus is keeping an eye on those guys.
Okay. They are slowly following you from far behind.
Imagine the medieval equivalent of like a Pier 1 Imports, where it's really expensive knick-knack crap.
This is made with real slave bones. Like,
Okay, yeah. You do find all sorts of people willing to sell you things that they claim that they have high claims for, like exotic. An exotic tribal shield that was taken from the tribes to the south, or a figurine of a goblin deity. Apparently, the goblin deity of fertility, and there's a thing that they're trying to sell.
I'm looking for something a little more artistic, say gold-plated, diamond-encrusted, sort of thing.
Okay, you do find a jewelry shop. These men stopped following you when it was clear that you were no longer interested in this area. Magnus?
Okay.
Yep.
You wander into a jewelry shop. We need a jewelry shop gnome name. There's a gnome here. He sells
Julius?
jewelry.
Eh?
Knickerbacken's rings and things.
Knickerbocker rings and things. Okay. So you find a shop. You wandered a little bit off to the side. So, Knickerbocken's rings and things.
Hello? Welcome to my shop. Is he your protection?
We're actually colleagues. But Phineas here, I let him do all the simple things. Go ahead, Phineas. This is Phineas, by the way. I'm Magnus. How you doing?
He looks a little frightened and kind of like
Down.
folds his hands.
Down Magnus. Down Magnus.
Why? Hey, how you doing, young one?
Young
I am
one.
looking.
Hey, you don't look young. My mistake. I do it all the time. I'm gonna wait over here.
Don't touch anything.
Barbarian.
How can I help you?
He says to Phineas.
I am looking for a gift for a high-ranking official to celebrate the opening of our ludus.
Ah. Yes, the gladiatorial games. A high-ranking official, you say?
He's-
Well, you came to the right place.
He says.
These days, bejeweled daggers are all the rage. I've got a selection over here.
Okay, I'll have a look. 'Cause
Ever since the Duke was presented one for his birthday, and he decided to wear it on his hip, everyone else wants a bejeweled dagger.
sense motive.
Is that true? Have we seen that? Like,
Why am I typing it into VC? I don't know.
Marty, is this true?
he,
I just got
no, but like
my sense motive. I'm not
like an
really
in check
good
or
at it,
perception check. Now that he mentioned it, do you notice anything like that?
You haven't noticed bejeweled daggers. The people that you've been cavorting with.
Yeah, because
What about since we've been?
Got it.
What about since we've been in the
Yeah, give me an in check.
In check. Yeah, Magnus and Master.
memory check? Is that like a memory check?
Yeah, it's like a memory check.
Yeah, because I get to roll twice. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Or you get to add your int twice.
Yes.
So there's Nakan Knicker fucking
13 from Magnus.
You might have seen a bejeweled thing in here and there. It's not uncommon for warriors to bejewel their things.
No, we're talking about high officials, though.
You haven't met any.
Fair.
I got an 18 on my sense motive. Just kind of, is this just a sales pitch, or is it a thing?
Could be a little both. Well, give me your in check, your dual in check or whatever.
Are we back on Vaddapol?
30.
Yes, you've seen some people with bejeweled daggers. Maybe half a dozen since you've been here for a few days.
Okay, so not that many. But then again, wealthier people.
High-ranking official will always need protection. However, sometimes protection can fail.
And he glances towards Magnus to make sure he's not insulting Magnus. He looks back at Phineas to make sure that you get his meaning.
I understand. But perhaps something a little more utilitarian.
Well, what's more utilitarian than a dagger?
Do they have, like, ink pens, like, that you dip in? Or are they still with quills?
No, there are dipped ink pens, sure.
Do you have any, perhaps, golden ink sets? Perhaps some with gems?
Oh, an expensive ink and quill set with a set of nice vials might be good.
See if you can put his name on it. That would be nice.
Engraved? Yes, we can do engraving.
Maybe you can put my picture
over
on it
here.
too.
He shows you basically a silver ink set with
It's silver with a bit of plated gold, and the vials themselves have silver trims, so that and reinforced crystal vials. A very nice set. This would go for, well, we'll say 800 golden lions.
Ah.
Magnus starts breaking urns and
No, I know.
All right. Put that to the side. That's definitely in the right direction.
okay. He doesn't move things around, but he just makes a mental note. There are other
Magnus is like, he's got eyebrows like crazy. Like, that's a little high. Do you have a praise?
There's another gnome that makes a note, but he seems to be doing the talking.
What else? Is it a man
I'm
or a
also
woman?
Oh, it's a man.
Ah, I see.
I'm looking for something for a religious sort.
A religious sort.
Yes, something to very much emphasize his love for the five-faced god or the emperor himself.
Ah, yes. We do have a selection of idols of the undying emperor.
Perfect. May I see them?
In some sorts, they believe that he is a god and worthy of worship. Or at least bring blessing upon your household to give praise to the faceless leader of us all.
The idols are like basically little idols of like they're kind of disappointing. The undying emperor is basically a carving of a dude in a robe, but you can't see anything about the dude in the robe. The robe goes all the way to the ground. His hands are in coils, and his hood is too big to see what's inside.
Do you have anything more, dare I say, impressive? These are somewhat simple.
These little things go all the way down to like carved from common wood to dark wood to into precious metals, and he's got like a whole array of them. You could spend as much money as you want, basically, on a household idol of the undying emperor.
Okay, he finds
They say.
Well, of course, he's not saying who they are.
They say that when we are all blessed by the coming of the undying emperor, that only those who have an idol of him in their household will be blessed by him. You might as well get one for this man, who likely already has one, but you can never have enough. Place it in a private chamber where you like to meditate, or the more austere and ostentatious ones you could place in a prominent place within your dwelling, so that all who may enter know that you are a good citizen.
That is the type of thing I'm looking for.
Yes, well, how about this one? This one was carved from exotic dark woods in some deep dark jungle that the Imperium took over, and it is accented a little bit with jade, as well as you can see artistic rendition. We do not know what color his eyes are, but you can see that when you bring the light around, that the two brilliantly cut emeralds, pinpoints for eyes, follow you around the room, so that you may know that the pater of us all, the undying emperor, is watching.
I like this guy.
This one is, with the craftsmanship and the emeralds, this is 3 talents.
That's a little more than I was hoping for. I don't like him that much.
But you do like the undying emperor.
Oh, yes, of course, of
Well,
course.
of course. Yes, of
Praise
course.
be to all.
And to the 5 God.
No,
You know, some whisper that he might be one of the 5 Faces.
would that even surprise you, though?
It is not for a lowly gnome such as me to say. I am but a subject in the Imperium. You have the look of a citizen.
I am a citizen.
Yep, you're the only citizen in the whole fucking party. You're the only citizen in the Masters. You're a citizen.
Yes, I am a citizen. Yes.
And
Perhaps...
he does a bow to you, like he does a deep bow. You don't find, like, either he's really good at bluffing or he's very sincere.
Okay.
While he's buying and he can't see Magnus, smacks him on the back of the head. Come on, let's get out of here. Phineas smacks Phineas like.
Yeah.
Why not finished? What about this one? He basically goes down a little bit.
Is that your bird?
Oh, damn it.
You can see the bird
Nyx.
up high in some shells. The bird is actually standing. His tail feathers twitching while he's standing with his butt over top of a crystal bowl.
Is that your bird?
He snaps his fingers and
Yep.
points outside. Magnus, get the door.
Magnus opens.
Out.
Magnus opens the door.
It flutters outside.
My apologies.
No problem. I just we've had an incident before with pigeons.
I understand. As I was saying, this one here is perhaps a bit more what I was looking for. It's just something in gold
Okay.
and silver.
Yeah, it looks like it's a sizable one. It's made out of pewter. It has some silver accents and what you thought were rubies, but the price tag probably doesn't mean it's rubies. Give me an appraise.
I can't remember shit. Did I take that or not? Probably not, because I'm more focused on books. Damn it.
Crafter without appraise? Yeah, it's good enough.
You don't have a praise?
No. You can spend stuff later. Int check then.
Yeah.
Good times. Magnus like, I don't need to know a praise. I got this guy.
17.
His prices are a little high. 400 gold pieces for the pewter, with a little bit of silver and what you're pretty sure are not rubies.
I'll give you 400 for this one. Any higher one that's actually got like silver and gold on it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is. He looks at the price tag. This is 750.
I will give you. What was the other one? 800.
800 for the Darkwood one. No, 3 talents for the Darkwood one with all the work in it.
No, not the Darkwood. The other the ink set.
The ink
800?
set was 800. Yep.
Yeah, 800.
800 and 400 were the two.
Yeah. I will give you 1 talent for the both of them. How about that?
He thinks for a
I
moment.
think it's a fair price, and you'll get yourself a loyal customer.
Are you lying?
No, he buy
Yeah.
stuff from here again.
He nods.
You are a resident of the city? I have never seen your likeness before.
Oh, yes, we just opened a new, or we will be opening a new ludus.
Ah, yes, much money to be made.
I'm
in
one of the
Luduses.
masters of. Indeed. I'm one of the masters of the Crimson Scale. He extends his hand. Phineas Garrett.
Oh,
He reaches
Master
out.
Phineas
He
Garrett.
reaches out and just sort of grabs one of your fingers because he's got a little gnome hand and sort of
Yeah.
shakes one of your fingers.
good to meet your acquaintance. I am Nakan Knickerbocken of the Knickerbocken clan. We are merchants here in Vaddapol, as well as other places in the Empire.
The way he's actually dressed in finery. He doesn't do bad for himself.
Yeah. Oh, you've
Have you
clearly done well for
ever
yourself.
considered fighting in the ancient pantheon? You said your name was Magnus.
Well, tell me about it. What is that place for? It looks like they have combat, the gladiators and fighting there. What? Tell me about it.
I'm sorry I have mentioned it. I do not want to ruin our new budding friendship here. The heathens go there. Those who worship the old gods.
Yeah. Hey, tell me, who are the guys with the masks? They had silver skulls and black robes all around them. Who are those
yes,
guys?
Those are the theologians.
Yeah, and
Your theologians wear skull masks?
Well, they're the theologians of the old gods.
Ah, I see.
Many of them wander around the city, those that are brave enough to do so in public with their masks on. They're allowed so long as they do not proselytize. Technicalities, probably, given that
So-
the pantheon of the old gods is a religious place, but it is also a place where blood is spilt. And no longer are there sacrifices made, aside from those with 2 combatants.
Are the rules allowing combat in that particular area? Or laws?
Yes, the he says it's quicker than Marty can look it up. Gazetteer, Imperial World of Tarak, Imperial Concepts. He realized that he didn't write it down. One note.
The Pax Religio Temporum.
Knowledge local for the law? What is that again?
Yeah, this is pretty much a give me a knowledge local. It's not a regional thing, it is a world thing.
20.
Pax Religio Temporum are the lax laws on the exclusivity of religion. Apparently, there are other worlds where you're only allowed to worship the five-faced god. Here, you're allowed to worship other gods, including the old gods, as long as it is somehow tied to feeding the arena.
I see.
got it.
That is why you
yes.
don't have inquisitors everywhere basically killing everyone or trying to.
Adam's back. Shh, change subject.
Okay. No, I was lurking for a bit,
All right.
like an asshole.
All right.
He agrees. He agrees to the sale.
I hope that your business dealings are just as fruitful as this one today. While this minor cut will heal, I am sure that you will bring me things. Bring me good business in the future, the both of you.
I look
I'm
forward
sure.
to it. I like you. I'm Magnus Nakan.
Oh, can I give you a card?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
He gives
Magnus,
you this
yes,
very
I'm-
large, almost like
Hey, I'm
playing.
not finished.
I'm sorry.
I'm also one of the masters.
I've got 2 cards.
Perfect.
Gladiators sometimes earn a lot of wealth and don't know how to spend it. What better way to show people how successful you are, aside from tattoos, than to wear actual jewelry?
Can you make us these cards?
Yes, I've got some cousins that own a press. This card.
He looks at you. He gives Magnus a card. It's a beautiful, like, hand-painted, almost like a big playing card with, like, a bejeweled gnome on it, and it's got sort of a weird, like colored stones in it, so that you kind of, like, move it, and there's, like, a bit of a hologram effect.
Yeah.
He gives one to Magnus, but the one that he gives to Phineas is actually has an illusion on it, so the gnome's face changes depending on which way you're looking.
That is impressive.
If you give these to another customer, they will get a slight discount.
Duly noted. Do you by chance have your cousin's card? These are very impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
I will be able to handle his transactions.
Oh.
At the discount, of course.
He raises his eyebrows like, yeah, I get it. Okay. I get how this works. Good day, sir.
It is a pleasure meeting both of you, Phineas, Magnus. I hope that you do spread this amongst your gladiator kinds, and the one that you wish to have a special treat, give them that card, and they will get either a small gift or a discount on their purchase here at the Knickerbocker Rings and Things.
Oh, forgive me. Make sure the engraving.
Yes,
We can
we already do the engraving now.
Yes, the initials are...
He actually slides you one of the gnomes slides you a small piece of paper and a much more mundane quill set.
Please write whatever you wish to have engraved.
Yes. Party pages, there we go. Just initials. DV. Commissar of Games, yeah.
In the Imperial alphabet?
Of course, yes.
Well, of course.
Okay, some gnome does the work rather quickly and proficiently.
If you'll excuse me, it appears I've got another customer.
And he bows deeply to Phineas, and he does a short bow to Magnus.
Yeah, Phineas gives him a nod.
Okay. And he goes and busies himself, and eventually some other gnome provides you with this boxed thing as you go shopping at Knickerbocker's Rings and Things.
Well,
Check
he talks to, just talking to me. Well, these are lovely gifts. I just hope we haven't wasted them. They aren't wasted on these bureaucrats. Come.
Yeah, all right.
We must register our ludus.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, they head over to the commissar's office.
Okay, commissar's office is across town. As you're walking along the gate road, you can see
Hold it tight.
you can see Ashoka and Aka coming in through the gates. They pay a silver. There's a tax to come back into the gates. A silver per head. It is the Duke's tax.
All right. Good to know.
They didn't pay for you to leave. They paid for you to come back in. And you notice that Phineas, Nyx, and Magnus are walking down the street. I'm going to let you guys interact and share with what you guys had. I need to run.
Magnus
to the
just
washroom.
turns and walks back.
I'll keep the stream running. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Ashoka, Aka, how you guys doing?
We are doing well. Aka has a new tattoo. If anybody notices.
Where did you get that?
Patronage of one of the local shops.
You do know I am capable of and fairly talented at tattooing.
Yes. The person. The master of the shop actually offered to give you lessons once you are properly equipped.
Yes, I was going to go see her, I believe, after we finish our business today.
Yes, that is who I saw. That is who we saw.
Excellent, excellent. We just went to buy some. Now, come on, I want to speak now. Fine, you speak.
Well, sometimes I want to slap you.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm curious. What did you and Aka think of her work?
Excuse me.
Truly exquisite. The words do not properly describe the power behind the artwork and the necromantic enchantment held within.
Necromantic enchantment held within. Well, that is a something.
Yes.
What does this tattoo do?
I don't know.
Magnus looks at you like, are you an idiot? Maybe you can, hey, Phineas, maybe you can take a look and understand what the hell he put on him.
So the as a word to the wise, the Sea Lord of the Sea Gods is
Cowheads, yeah.
more uncivilized than our Primus here.
It's not possible. That's bullshit. You challenged Magnus.
No.
What are you talking about? You went to see him?
Yes.
Ah, you're still alive. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about him?
He is large and most unpleasant.
Like large, or like medium but largish?
I think it was medium but largish.
All right, cool.
Might be powerful build.
Balls.
And then he took a 1 on his intimidate check, and I was intimidated, and my balls shriveled back up into my torso.
All the way up to your right here, up to your neck.
Like a frog, right?
Retreat, boys. Retreat. Okay.
So
Interesting. Let's keep going. We're gonna head back. You have to actually go and register our looters now. Magnus is looking around. He's not trusting the. Like, he doesn't want to speak here as much.
right.
Come on.
So what all have you done this day?
We've purchased some gifts, and now we have to go and register
Phineas, speak up if you could.
your mark.
We went to the old gods, the market there.
Yeah,
And,
there's an arena there.
Well, it's not quite an arena. It's
Okay, fine. It's
Similar.
an arena to the old cards.
This is
yes.
Do not go in there.
Wasn't planning on it.
There.
So, it was a bad shit when you were talking about your shit to yourself. When there's nobody else there in the room to hear about your shit.
Oh my God. It's coming right for us.
No, you know it's bad when you gag yourself.
It wasn't that bad. I was just making a joke.
What did I eat?
Although last week where you had the cold and all that sort of like, yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah,
Everything was gross about Marty last week.
From the top of the eyebrows to the deepest, darkest part of the taste, it was all terrible.
You know when you're sick, it's just like, I feel gross, I smell gross. There's gross things coming out of me.
Put me in a washing
Stop
machine.
Stop dying. Yep. All right, so you guys have chatted. You guys are in the middle of the street chatting about what you're up to. You can see that Phineas has some gifts.
Some gifts for the Commissar and the
Magister.
and the Magister.
It
All right.
cost us. We only used the one talent.
Fancy gnome.
What is
Poop
it,
bowl.
one talent?
Poop bowl.
Yes.
Why were you pooping in a bowl?
Fancy.
I tell you, this
Nyx.
fucking thing has to go.
Nyx, did you poop in the bowl?
No.
Good. All right. I don't want to have to pay for that bowl.
Bye, present.
Did we tick off a wealth point from the sheet?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
took. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
They
taking
spent their
that.
talent.
Hopefully, this will.
Guess who does not have a praise?
Yeah.
Our crafter. I heard that bit.
All right,
Next
so
Next level. We'll fix it next level.
Welcome to fourth. We'll fix it with fifth.
Pretty much.
Yep. Right. I suppose for the Commissar, does anybody have a read on him?
Not much, really, aside from he's the prison master, and he's not an Imperial.
Yeah, he might be more amicable towards. Maybe not. Magnus.
We just got him an ink set, silver and gold with a few gems, with his initials engraved on it.
No, it looks
Very
quite
utilitarian.
nice.
Did you you engraved the gifts? What was the other gift?
Oh, the other gift for the magistrate is it's an idol of the undying emperor. He's very much an Imperial through and through.
All right, that feels appropriate. Although in the future, the engraving bit, he just shakes his head.
What? You don't like your name on things? I've got
No, I
arcane
don't want
marks.
things to be traceable.
all right,
Really? I've got
where are you guys
arcane
now?
marks on spoons.
Where are you guys headed now?
To the commissar's office to register.
Okay, so basically he has his office atop the jail. So you approach this imposing building with a lot of guards going to and fro. You can see some very unfortunate people in shackles and chains being brought back and forth.
Huh.
You wander up to the guards at the gate.
Yep.
State your business.
We are here to see the Commissar. We are members of the Crimson Scales. He should be expecting us.
Okay. The guard sends a boy in, kind of like a runner. The runner goes in. After a little while, comes back out. You were invited in. You enter into a chamber where there are arrow slits and like places to open. You were asked to leave your weapons at the gate.
Okay.
They take anything larger than a knife.
Huh.
Do you have like a receipt or something?
Put it
will
in
be
the
fine,
bin.
Magnus.
They when you ask, there's one person who kind of like is a clerk behind the behind some bars, like a barred window. They sigh like their job is really hard, and they go and provide a token.
Oh, my favorite. Do you know how hard my job is?
And you can see that there are two tokens that look alike. They look like they're the faces of like little devils or something, and
Little devils.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm guessing the guy in chains hauling stones is having a worse day than you, buddy.
man,
That's one.
Ashoka. So the
the guard
That
doesn't look like he
assassin
gets.
stagger?
He doesn't. The guard doesn't look like he gets out very much, and like he's kind of pear shaped. His leather armor struggling to keep his
it's
himself.
a girdle at this point, and
It's
more
a,
less
it's,
less.
it's a girdle. He has like the 5-day stubble, and has this really pork rind smell about him.
Ew.
Ashoka is not taken to carrying the assassin dagger yet.
Very sour, sweat smell. Like he might not get out of this office too much, but he kind of, here you go.
Thank you.
What?
It does something neat though. The little token that he had, he just goes up to the sword and it goes peek, and it sticks right to the metal of the sword.
Ooh. Very cool.
Knowledge arcane?
Sure. Or knowledge alchemy.
I will do either.
I will flex my mighty magic brain. 15.
23 or...
Well, yeah, there are metals that have an attractive quality to some other metals. Frozen gnomes. How's it going?
Frozen.
31. It's a
31.
magnet.
Yeah, you know what a magnet is, but it doesn't work with all metals. It doesn't work with annoying thing like wood and bone. And there's charts that you have back in your lab that tell you these properties. It's an advanced topic.
When does it stop being rock and stop being metal? Would be like the struggles of the era.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. We will then wait in the waiting chamber.
Yeah. Once they kind of shuffle you through, and you actually pass by what looked like a dungeon door that led down, and you can hear the wails and whips and some sort of wheel turning. Like
Ashoka is, or sorry, not Ashoka. Aka is left with the weapon. Aka is checked like a weapon.
You leave him at the door. Okay.
Yep,
that's fine. They're fine with less people going in, but you soon find yourself in a chamber told to wait. It's actually a nice chamber. It has some like depictions of some it is wood panels with engravings of elk being hunted with guys on horseback. There's a bench that you guys you're just waiting in like an antechamber, and you can hear, oh, I definitely got that one, and you hear a little bit of whimpering.
Is there a sound of like a whip?
Nope. It sounded like billiards or maybe like a croquet mallet connecting with a croquet ball.
Oh, okay.
This is a weird sex dungeon.
And he's got a guest, and let's see which guest he has who is playing slave croquet with him.
Oh, he's a psycho.
What's that?
Psycho. He wasn't this psycho last time we met.
Jay Leno looking mother.
Oh my god, that'd be a great token for this game for one of the owners.
I do like when you bring your slaves with you, Nori. Yes. They do have their uses, or at least you must find uses for them. You notice a servant realizes that you guys are spying on their conversation and kind of... there are visitors from the Conclave of Crimson Scales. What the hell is that? We're not finished our game yet. I suppose we could receive them. Come on in. You can hear some squeaking of like a chair groaning against somebody's weight. And you wander into a beautiful room. It does have this wonderful view of the bay, which is called the Shoals of the Lost. It's the Vaddapol Bay. You can see some ships out there. The windows are open. It's bright and it's shiny. And there are 4 slaves that are basically on all fours, acting like gates for a game of croquet. Like they are the croquet. They are the crook. Like
Fucking
they basically
Empire.
they make for like a hole through way.
So they're on all fours and they're not like making like little U shapes with their feet in their hands.
Suddenly, Phineas is thinking maybe I should have got him one of those ink sets where the girl goes naked when you flip it upside down.
You can see that they've got these big wooden mallets. There's a bit of sweat on the larger man that you do know. He's in big billowy silk robes with this beautiful like poofy silk thing around his neck. And
does he have eyeliner and painted on eyebrows?
He does have eyeliner and painted on eyebrows. Some of his clothing is a little bit disheveled, as it looks like they've had a good game. Lord Nori Nothram does look like he's out of some throwback from a previous time. He also has the poofy frilled collars coming out of his jacket. He doesn't look like he's broken a sweat with this, however. The slaves that are in the room are all halflings.
Increases the challenge of the game, I suppose.
The Quinta, the stream's been going on for maybe a couple of hours now.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Just shy of 3.
Weird, because I had 3 things set up that should give you notifications. 1, I let you guys know that Dread and Circus was live. 2, I'm starting to create these things as an events. And then Twitch, I also send a notification. So strange. Welcome, though.
Yes.
Welcome to the jungle.
Welcome back.
Welcome to the human croquet set.
Yeah, so...
This is like the Queen of Hearts thing at Alice in Wonderlands.
If you don't mind, I'll negotiate my next move, says Lord Nori. He goes over to the other side of the room, but he can hear the conversation. Dimitri, come on in.
They come in.
Okay, Ashoka tries to walk forward in pace with Phineas, but not going before Phineas.
Okay. His eyes dart from Ashoka, Magnus, and then to Phineas. He doesn't seem to know what to make of you. You notice
I'm trying to gauge his reaction to both Magnus and myself.
Magnus knows he's hated.
Well, I want to know if this guy has an irrational hatred of, or irrational hatred of in Magnus's case.
Really shouldn't have come up here. Come to think of it, should have just waited.
Okay, give me a second. Give me a sense motive as you're looking at the Commissar and how he thinks of you.
Yeah, does he look at me and like throw up a bit in his mouth, like?
Well, that takes him funnier.
Does he shake hands like this?
No, he's sitting behind this beautiful dark wood desk. There are some neat piles of papers on there, and he's looking at things now as he glanced up towards you. He did assess each of you. What was the
22?
22. He doesn't seem to care.
Perfect.
You weren't watching Lord Nori, however. You were intent upon the man you were supposed to meet,
yes.
The Commissar. Lord Nori is like sizing up his ball, and you can see one of the halflings. They've got dark marks on them, like they're whapping these stone balls with the mallets. You can see they're bruised in their ribs. There's one of them that is all woozy. These halflings have been shorn of all their hair. They've got no foot hair. And they've got no hair on their heads. They're in simple tunics with rough spun tunics with rope belts. Their feet are wider though, and you don't know how they're. Actually, you see an abacus where they're keeping tally of the game. Okay, so you look at Dimitri. He's like, "Excuse me, could you fetch some wine for me? Anything for you?" He says.
A glass of wine would be wonderful.
He just gives you a and the servant actually waits, and he waves his hand, and a big decanter of wine is brought. The fancy goblet, the wine is poured and put in front of their master. They find this almost like thimble-like goblet. They pour a little tiny bit of it into there and give you a sip.
Commissar Vasca, we are...
He waits for you to finish.
Of the Crimson Scales, and we are here to register our ludus amongst those of Vaddapol.
He's watching Phineas. Is Phineas drinking the wine?
Phineas, yeah, he takes his sip.
What do you think of it?
What does he think of it? Is it fruity, or...?
Do you have any skills that would...
He's got
praise!
He's an alchemist and a druggie.
Yeah, give me a craft alchemy.
Oh shit.
This is horse piss. No. This is actually horse piss.
26.
You know that this grape comes from an area that probably shouldn't be growing grapes. It's a bit too sour.
Knowledge geography, where might that be?
Yeah, go ahead.
17.
It's likely local.
A local vintage, is it?
Yes, what do you think of it?
Given that the area is not ideal for grape growth, it's acceptable. A little sour, perhaps.
You see, Nori, you see, we've got a sommelier on our hands. What have I been telling you? That venture of yours to grow grapes for winemaking in this duchy is perhaps a bit ambitious.
All right, sense motive on Nori.
Nori decides to take his shot. He is aiming for the halfling's head with the ball. He smacks the halfling with the croquet ball in the head. The halfling grunts and falls over. You can see a couple of teeth come out. Yes, as you keep on saying. His face is growing red. Your shot. Oh, business first. Let us not mix business with pleasure. He glances up. He glances up at Phineas.
Do I know what Nori does? Oh, yes, I do. He's the Knights of Vaddapol guy. I do know this guy. Oh, why did you have to make fun of his wine? That's fine.
I told him the truth.
That's one more fight for Magnus.
I'm
Clean up this bullshit.
Still, it is a tad sour, but I do not mind a bit of sour. When things are too sweet, you know that there is something about to happen. The gods themselves always make it so, don't they, Nori? Yes, the gods, he says. I'll take your shot for you. Stop your whimpering. He wanders around, you guys.
Ashoka has no qualms with the unnecessary violence and general masochism.
No.
Sadism.
You must...
Phineas finds it distasteful, but only because he doesn't like being around blood.
You must excuse.
He doesn't like croquet.
You are Magnus Deus, aren't you? I heard that you led and won the reenactment in the Imperial capital.
In the flesh, it's a pleasure to meet you. It is I, it's true, Magnus.
He doesn't bother getting up, but he simply puts his hand across the table to give you a quick weak man's handshake.
Yeah.
There we go. And he moves some of his papers back into order. He waves finally Ashoka forward, responding to the thing that you said a few moments ago. Like he's able to keep.
Yeah, he's got multiple threads going on at once.
Yep. And he takes your papers and he's looking at them. He's rather pretending to be officious.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
As
looking
are
at them.
we. So
he's flipping. He's flipping through it. He kind of scrolls them up. He puts them off to the side. Perhaps we could continue this game later, Nori. I wish to speak to these young masters. You could, of course, arrange your own meeting with them if you want. I'll do so. Get out, you. Clean up your mess. Oh, the slaves go scurrying out.
Oh.
as one of the slaves goes and picks up the ball with a little bit of blood on it, and they pick up the croquet, the mallets, and he hands off the mallets to the slaves. I will be wanting to have words with these young ones. We don't take kindly to foreigners around here.
We
pleasure
shall
as always.
seek an audience at your earliest convenience.
A pleasure as always, Dimitri. Yes, we will have to continue our game. You've got the victory today, though. Lord Nori nods and wanders off with his slaves. One slave is left, kind of scrubbing the floor. He's picking up his own. He's trying to find his own teeth that fell out. Dimitri just ignores him.
I trust all our paperwork is in order.
It appears that it is all in order, yes. This coaster of the five-spoked wheel, five-wheel, is it? He looks again to correct himself. They have made considerable payments. We were not even entertaining there to be another Ludus, you see. There are several other suitors. He laughs at his own private joke. One maiden is going to be quite angry that, well, one of her own people beat her to it. We were convinced to open up another slot, you see. Creating calendars for all the fights, it is a trying task. One of the things that I must do. I've got specialists for that, of course. It's been a long time since I've had to schedule anything. Well, I see your paperwork is in order. I suppose you wish to be jammed into this year's schedule. All of the Ludi masters are going to be very upset at this, as you see that they have been planning their fights and negotiating and setting up their bets for quite some time.
We do understand it will be somewhat disruptive, but we hope to be a important and vibrant member of the tapestry of Vaddapol's arena.
We hope to
Yeah.
add something new to the arena for your fans to look forward to and come out and see.
He's picking at a finger now.
What they said, yeah.
Might have got a little splinter here. Something new, you say?
Ashoka is like bluff check to not be like, oh, facepalm.
He's waiting to be impressed.
Yep.
And he's not interested in surprises.
Babu.
The name of the Ludus does not come from nothing. We will be
He like flicks through the scrolls again to like he wasn't he was
Yeah.
his eyes were like not even focused right when he was looking at it.
We will be
Crimson Scale.
presenting a magnificent beast of great power to wow fans for generations to come.
Bold words, but there's nothing here that describes your boldness. He flips through. I see that you're all registering a handful of gladiators. He seems like not impressed by that.
So our Tempi aren't mentioned anywhere in there, or
The Tempi are mentioned in numbers. Yes, you have to mention their names, but there's not much there.
Perhaps it would just be...
the Tempi Zargon.
Yes, I was going to ask about him. He doesn't seem to have a status. Is he slave, or is he condemned, or perhaps a mercenary? I do like my paperwork to be concise and complete.
Slave, I think, is the best description.
Intelligent beast.
Ah. He flips.
Are you
That
familiar
explains this package that I received. Oh.
Are you a linguist, sir?
My wives might say a cunning linguist.
Yeah, I like you.
I don't get it.
That's because you only know